Hello and welcome. I'm Erin, and we're playing some more of Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. And I think we're going to be finishing the fourth case of the game, which is Turnabout Goodbyes. So we're going to finally see the rest of. Well, I mean, it's going to be like the awesome conclusion, whatever. And also the rest of Edgeworth's backstory stuff before we get launched into the rest of the series. Then last time, we got him out of getting the guilty verdict, and then kind of talked about Phoenix's childhood with his reason for becoming a lawyer, for trying to face Edgeworth off because of how his whole life goal changed, and how that related to the three of them, including Larry, in elementary school. And so now we're gonna go on into the investigation. I think we finished all the talks, yeah. Okay. Hang on, I got my handy dandy guide just to make sure that we keep things moving along. But I'm also trying to remember where exactly it got left. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be headed to Gourd Lake. December 27th, Gourd Lake Park entrance. Hey pal, long time no see. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, eh? I tried to do two different A's or U's at the same time, and it just went I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Oh no. How? Sorry about that. No prob, pal. Thanks to you, we know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Oh yeah, because the boat rental guy ran away. Well, we don't know if he ran away. They tried to call him in as a witness again and he was gone. So our assumption is that he ran away. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now, I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. Eek! No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? The woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. He got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. But anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye for real this time. Let me get. I need my charger for my handy dandy guide because it's on my tablet. Where is this? Okay. I also okay, the beach first. It's like, no, we're not going back to the woods because we're saving resources to not draw new art with Lotta's car not there, which is absolutely fair. December 27th, Gourd Lake Public Beach. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. I guess Larry is too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. I guess. Such a lonely walk to the boat shop. December 27th, boat rental shop. That old caretaker got away. Yup. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Ahem. I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Aha! Hello! What might you be doing here? I could ask you the same thing. Out for a walk, hmm? Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. It's always time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. That is true, yes. But from what I saw of your trial, of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Ho-ho! What do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. If you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? We do know that he had some kind of involvement with DL6. December 27th, Caretaker Shack. Nobody's home. Hello, hello, squawk! Hey, it's Polly! I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello, hello, squawk! We gotta feed her. I can't believe he'd run off and leave this poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello, hello, squawk! I guess she does have some of these snacks left out, although I don't know if they're bird safe. Everything's cold. Looks like he didn't turn his heater on. I guess he hasn't been back here since the trial. Can we open the safe? That reminds me, Nick. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Squawk. That did not sound like a bird voice. Oh well. Polly just phoning it in. She's been faking it this whole time. Not just me. Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. Aww. But hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. Guess there might be a clue or two. That's the spirit. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Ah, boring. There's no name or signature on this thing. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth! Nick! Why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on there? How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Read it. Read it. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says, this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Hauling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out in court today. It's all here, in perfect detail. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like the instructions are for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean, get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? I don't know! I'm gonna get defensive about it for some reason. But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. Letter from the safe. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This note details the murder and setup. Added to the court record. Don't ask me how I got it, Judge. There's nothing left in the safe. I wonder why the caretaker didn't take the letter with them. He left in a hurry, right? I don't think he even came back here after the trial. Anything in the trash? Ah! What's wrong? Huh? Oh, never mind. What? Tell me. Just when I saw the TV, I remembered they're showing a Pink Princess special this week. Oh. See, that's why I didn't want to tell you. Oh, we could have set the VCR. Maybe I should take care of Polly, Nick. You probably shouldn't just kidnap her, but we will take evidence from the scene. The police know about her anyway. I'm sure they'll do something. Well, okay. Sorry, Polly. He says I can't take you. Great. Now the bird's gonna hate me. Maybe she could be friends with Miss Soul. Okay, I think the letter was the only thing that we needed from here. So let's scoot along. Wait, where are we headed? Oh. Going to detention center. December 27th, detention center visitors room. You look as grim as always. Huh. Mr. Edgeworth? I heard the story about the class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it? In 3rd grade? Lunch money? Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Gee, thanks. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple. To a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Can I show you my attorney's badge? Have I shown it to you recently? No, sorry. I'm not sure I can help you with that. Fine. Why prosecute? Hey Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? Couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals? I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes. The man was trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter, any way you look at it. Yet, he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day, 15 years ago, the 3 of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, all We all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. Lost your memory? Even now, I can't recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney argument in court. He claimed that Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to lack of evidence, innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. I thought he was gonna say more after that. Prosecutor Von Karma. What's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So, he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life. He's obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all cases that he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was ever declared innocent. Ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job to find the suspect guilty perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do anything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth? If what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right! Now's no time to praise the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It is a strange situation which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Okie dokie. You wanna see this thing that talks about how to frame you for murder? Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where the boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge? On me? Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, Wright. But I don't remember that old man. Not at all. So, he was following this letter then? Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men? Meaning myself and Robert Hammond. It also says, this is your last chance. Last chance? Wait, maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? Yogi? The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent. Let's talk about it. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in the elevator together 15 years ago. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long, it felt like forever. The air thinned, and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I wanna get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout. You're just gonna use up more oxygen. That's all I remember. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yani Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed the court, and Yogi was found innocent. Huh, but isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. Yeah? There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. The nightmare. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing in the dark. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier. Wanna get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout! You just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe. You're using up my air. What? Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. What are you? Uh-oh. Stop breathing my air. No, Father. He's attacking Father. Then I see a pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from the day in court or the bailiffs. In a daze, I pick up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! Ugh! And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that's kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. This is bad. What are we gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. There's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe... There is, Nick. There is someone else who knows about DL6. Goodbye, Edgeworth. We're gonna leave you to think about the thought of possibly killing your father as a child. While we go talk to Grossberg? Yes. December 27th, Grossberg Law Offices. Mr. Grossberg. Ah, hello there. What's wrong? You look troubled. No kidding. I can't believe you're not. My. Just calm down and tell me what happened, hmm? It's Mr. Edgeworth. He sobbed. He's a son of a bitch. I see. So, Edgeworth dreamt he shot his own father. It's only a dream. Only a dream. I wonder. What? If that's the case, then why do you two look so troubled, hmm? Well... Also, consider this. Yogi quite certainly holds a deep grudge against Miles Edgeworth. So deep, he'd want to frame him for murder. This leads me to surmise that Mr. Edgeworth's dream was not a dream. It was real, as you imagined. Miles Edgeworth threw the pistol to save his father. The pistol fired, and the deed was done. No, no! I don't believe it! Yogi was suspected of murder, and his career as a bailiff was irrevocably wrecked. Thus, he sought revenge on Miles Edgeworth. This was his last chance, of course, with the statute of limitations so close. Let's talk about it. Gregory Edgeworth. What do you know about Edgeworth's father? He was a defense attorney without peer. It sounds trite, but it's true. Well, he may have had one peer now that I think about it. Your mentor, Mia Fey. My sister? Oh, wait. He's not talking to Mia, he's saying your mentor, Mia Fey. Gregory Edgeworth was very disapproving of Mr. Von Karma's techniques. That's no surprise. Von Karma is an extreme man. Forged testimonies and evidence are nothing to him. Result, he has a perfect win record in court. To him, Gregory Edgeworth tried to call attention to his methods. Oh wait, to beat him, I can't believe I just omitted a whole word. And he lost. And died in despair, as it were. I see. The spirit medium. When Gregory Edgeworth was killed, the police called on a spirit medium. That was your mother, Misty Fey. I am Gregory Edgeworth. I have been killed. The one who shot me was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi. Yet, Yogi was found innocent. That's when my mother left us. Everyone called her a fraud. That's right. Everyone thought she was, you see. Yet, now that I think about it, it seems that the one who lied was Gregory Edgeworth's ghost. Gregory Edgeworth must have known who shot him. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? It's only a possibility, mind you. But a possibility nonetheless. Alright. Now I get to show you the letter. It's a letter from our friends. Oh ho! So this is the letter. It does seem that Yogi was following this letter when he was killed. I mean, when he killed Hammond, not when he was killed. Pretty sure he's still alive. But why kill Robert Hammond? Hammond was a skilled defense attorney, but he defended clients not for their own sake, but for his own. Huh? His own sake? He never trusted his clients, that one. The only thing he trusted was his own ability. But he got his client found innocent, so why should it matter? Actually, my dear, it's quite different. He won that innocent verdict for no one but himself. Yogi was a free man, but socially, he was ruined. Huh? You'll understand soon enough. You'll understand when you're older. Wait! What is it? This letter. I've seen this handwriting somewhere before, a long time ago. Whose handwriting was this? Do you have any idea who wrote this? Something with meticulously written, clear, precise handwriting? Could it be Manfred von Karma? Von Karma? Why would he have something to do with this? Well, not sure. Von Karma. Von Karma. Oh, wait! You're right, my boy. Yeah, my name's Phoenix Wright. Thanks for noticing. This is von Karma's handwriting. I'm sure of it. I used to see it all the time on court reports. What? But that means... The one who told Mr. Yogi to kill was... Correct. Manfred von Karma himself. What does this mean then? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? Let's talk about it. Spill the tea. Whatever. If it truly was von Karma who wrote this letter, then he would know the truth. He would know that Miles Edgeworth had accidentally killed his own father. It's too early in the stream for me to be jumbling up words. Ugh, hang on, let me take a sip. Alright. He'll say as much tomorrow in court, I should think. He'll press the point until the court finds Miles Edgeworth guilty. Oh no! But how would von Karma know about Mr. Edgeworth's past like that? Even Mr. Edgeworth thought it was just a nightmare. That I do not know. Yet I do know that von Karma is both persistent and a perfectionist. He may be seeking to satisfy a grudge against Gregory Edgeworth by hurting his son. What do you mean? It was 15 years ago. Von Karma met Gregory Edgeworth in court, and von Karma did win. He didn't make it through the trial unscarred. Gregory versus Manfred. What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and von Karma? Von Karma got the guilty verdict he wanted. He won the trial. But Gregory Edgeworth accused von Karma of faulty evidence. And though he lost the trial, Mr. Edgeworth's accusation stood. Faulty evidence? It was the only penalty von Karma has ever received in his career as a prosecutor. Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. A vacation? Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. Really? He doesn't take vacations? Like, go to the sea or to the mountains? Don't tell me he's never been to Europe. You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. In any case, that was the only time he took vacation from work. I believe the penalty upset him quite a lot. Odd. He wanted to keep a perfect record so badly. Why would he take such a long vacation? What do we do, Nick? Von Karma is gonna bring up DL6. You can bet on it. What if Mr. Edgeworth pleads guilty to DL6? I won't let him. Yes, Mr. Wright. I hate to say this, but even accidental murder is murder, you know. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocence. I can't believe he'd kill someone. But, Nick, Mr. Edgeworth admits himself. His father must have lied to protect him from beyond the grave. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Wright, if you say so, I suppose I could go check again. The police files might hold something of interest. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. I can't promise anything. In fact, I think the chances of finding something are slim. I understand. The police materials. Okay, we'll go into criminal affairs. Wait, why isn't that? You got to get there from here? One day left, Nick. Yeah, I know. Well, no time to waste. Let's get going. Hope Charlie's still good. Charlie the plant. There it is. Criminal affairs. December 27th. I couldn't read for a sec. Police Department, criminal affairs. Now I tripped myself up by slurring it so many times. There's hardly anyone here. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Ah, it's you! I don't think Gumshoe will be coming back today. He's staying out late looking for someone. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is pounding the pavement for real. We were wondering if we could go check out the records room again. Well, now, I can't just have anyone wandering around in there. But I guess Mr. Von Karma is in there now anyway. You can go in as long as he's there. Von Karma? Yeah, he just arrived actually. Von Karma's in the records room. Nick, let's hurry. Is he gonna destroy evidence? December 27th, Police Department Records Room. Dusty as always. You were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they just haven't had time to clean. What's wrong, Nick? Nothing. I was just noticing he isn't here. Von Karma. He's hiding behind the door when you opened it. Should we look at the open drawer? Oh wait, we should probably... Oh no, we can't talk to Maya. Okay. Oop. What do we want to look at? Let's look at the shelves real quick. Here are files of the collected case reports. There's quite a large volume of reports here. Wow, these are all case reports? Yeah, it's like a graveyard of police cases. I guess my sister's case report is in here too, quietly gathering dust. There's more. This cabinet is where they keep evidence for current cases. Some of the things are obviously murder weapons, others are question marks. Most of it just looks like random junk. Nick, what do you think this clothespin is for? Don't touch that. It's evidence. Don't touch that. Okay, we'll look now. Huh? One of the drawers here is open. Someone must have been looking in it recently. The label says unsolved cases, evidence. Unsolved cases. Nick, the file for DL6 is completely empty. What? What are you doing in here? Eek! Von Karma! You. How do you know my name? Huh? Have we met? What are you saying? We see each other every day, don't we? We're a Miles Edgeworth's defense team. Defense team? I beg your pardon, you see. I rarely remember defense attorneys. They're like bugs to me. Needless things to be crushed. I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Alright, let's talk. About Edgeworth. See, I want to propose to him, so gotta get his adoptive father's blessing, even though that'll never happen. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right? A romanticist who still can't shed that veneer of amateurism. Just like his father. Always second-rate. Mr. Von Karma. You had an axe to grind with Mr. Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Me? A grudge against a mere defense attorney? Why? Because he dealt a blow to your otherwise perfect trial record? Humph. So you did. But what I don't get is... Why did you take his son under your wing afterwards? The son of your most bitter rival. That, my dear attorney, is none of your business. Alright, tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow will be the last day of this trial. It's been a while since I've had a defense attorney last this long. Still, you will lose in the end. Miles Edgeworth will admit his own guilt. His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? You're quite the researcher. If you've done your homework so well, then certainly you must understand. You know what Miles Edgeworth will do. Tell the court tomorrow. Let me just get through that line. I kept wanting to call him Mr. Edgeworth for some reason, but it's not like Von Karma would ever show him any real respect. We were right. So, Von Karma is going to bring up DL6 in court tomorrow. Oops, sorry. Alright, I gotta show him the letter from the save. Why does Phoenix keep doing this in the first game, where he's confronted with a person that's like, I don't know, just like the same thing they did with Red White that got him punched in the stomach. Oh, sorry, wrong button. There we go. Mr. Von Karma, have a look at this. This was you, wasn't it? You instructed Yanni Yogi to commit murder. Yanni Yogi. How many years has it been since I've heard him called by that name? He's a fool. I told him to burn it after he read it. So you admit it? You wrote Mr. Yogi this letter. Yes, my dear defense attorney. I almost said offense attorney. Thank you for taking the trouble to bring it to me. You saved me from a lot of needless hassle. What? Nick, what is that thing? A stun gun for self-defense, usually. Indeed. 600,000 volts will course through your body like a dog touching an electric fence. 600,000. Oh, don't worry. People don't die from it usually. Now give me the letter. No! No! What are you? Nick, run! Ah! Maya! Out of my way. Whoa! Ugh, he got us. The letter is gone, of course. And he took the DL6 evidence. All of it. Back to having no clues. Wait. Maya jumped first. Maya! Is she okay? Maya! Ugh, I was getting emotional with Maya getting tased. Maya, open your eyes. Maya! The letter. Did he take it? Huh? Oh, yeah. Are you okay? I couldn't stop him. I jumped as fast as I could. The one shot from that thing knocked me out cold. I'm useless. I'm no good as a lawyer or a medium. I can't even call my sister. Not even now, when we need her the most. I wish I hadn't woken up at all. Ah, no, don't make me cry. I've played this like 4 times or whatever at this point. This is fine. Maya! There has to be some way I can help her. I'd better do something about her self-confidence first. Maya, she's holding something. What is that? A bullet? DL6 incident. Evidence number 7. Taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. I remember. Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. DL6 bullet. Taken from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. Still bears clear ballistic markings. The bullet was stashed in a pocket. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it to you in court tomorrow. To be continued. Yes, please. December 29th, 9:51 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are gonna get settled at last. A lot of things. Ah! What's the big idea? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. Hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! Oh, what are you doing? I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Ooh, yeah, pal! What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. That has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm gonna prove it. Heck yeah. December 28th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of I keep wanting to call him Mr. Edgeworth like all the time, apparently. For the trial of Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right. Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be awed in the silence at every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted, excuse me, that the caretaker, I was like, when did Phoenix arrest someone? I don't think he has that kind of power. Asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Wow, that's so generous. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in a boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away from yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony. Why I left court. Ugh. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. Oh, hang on, let me move my guide ahead. I need to be on the next page. Okay, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see. Figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I'd need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So, my My testimony yesterday stands as is. And then he falls asleep. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm gonna prove it. Did Maya come back from discharging the electricity yet? Alright. Where's my hand? There we go. Gotta get on that home row. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how could you know... Then how could you know that you don't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory. You know exactly who you are. Witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim that he's lying, then show the court proof. Grrr. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you come to your senses, Mr. Wright. Very well, witness. Please continue. Press. How can you say that you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and a victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said that he has nothing to do with this case, and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Oh, there's Maya. Order, order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or, are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Ho ho! Now this is interesting. Now this is pod racing. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma. Mr. Wright, please tell us the witness's name. Is Gregory Edgeworth? Miles, your father is alive. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi from the DL6 incident. Figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This man, this witness, Yanni Yogi, fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you gonna prove it? How are you gonna prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Just like this apartment complex. Your Honor. Please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked as a caretaker or as the owner of the Wet Noodle, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingers working with this stuff. Yup. Pretty sure fingerprints grow back after a while, though. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided. No. No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. No, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. It's almost time. Nick, what are we gonna do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not gonna. Your Honor. The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up on my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's parrot. Order, order. Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You're the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy. Well, still want to go through with your little game? No, maybe not. Yes. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. When Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. No, she's so cute. That's quite a bird. Please, tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Ahem. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us. Who is your owner? Hello, hello, squawk! Oh, best testimony ever, chef's kiss. Certainly the most concise testimony we've heard so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination. Right. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? What do we press her on? Oh, this this guide is incorrect because it only shows 2 lines of the testimony because it didn't include the first ... Okay, never mind, I've been proved wrong already. They didn't include the first ... in the testimony. I see, I see. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Right. What do I say? Start with, what's your name? Or, I guess we could have gone in any order. Oh. Maybe I should get her to say her name? Polly, Polly, what's your name? Polly, Polly, squawk! Mr. Wright. I think we've established that the parrot's name is Polly. Does this have anything to do with their owner's identity? It does, doesn't it? Do we have that information? Hang on. I want to actually play the game a little bit. Okay, we have the DL6 case file. It happened on December 28th. That's today's date. 2001. Location was the elevator of the district courthouse. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at the time of incidents. No clues were found on the scene. The victim was Gregory Edgeworth, age 35, defense attorney, trapped in the elevator, returning from a lost trial with his son. Miles Edgeworth, age 9, 1 bullet found in heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Yanni Yogi, age 37, is the suspect. Court bailiff, trapped in the elevator with the Edgeworths, memory lost due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. Yes. Yes, it does. Oh, 3 exclamation points! Ha! Fascinating. You claim that Parrot's name will prove her owner's identity. Then show us this proof. Nick, excuse me, I burped. Don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor. Proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is... there we go. The DL6 case file? That's quite a large file you've got there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us proof or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. Wright, please show us the page. Where in this file is the information connected to the parrot's name? That's suspect data. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. After all, right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed it does say that, yes. What was his fiance's name? Polly Jenkins. Polly. Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. I see. I guess that is possible. Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog named... Wait, my granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does that make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. Indeed. Alone it is a week that I got distracted thinking about what him having a granddaughter means. With stuff from future games. Alone it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I gonna find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we could just find one more piece of evidence. Right. But what? So I was supposed to go in order. Very well, witness. You may continue. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe you're speaking to the parrot. Well, guess we should try to get some information out of her. We just need to show the judge that her owner is Mr. Yogi. Okay, we can only press her on the hello then. Skip. As I recall, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk! Don't forget, DL6, squawk! I can get Polly to say that here. That'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello, squawk! That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot! Something we forgot! Hello, squawk! Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk. Something the matter, Mr. Wright? Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Had no idea Von Karma was, parrot trainer. My mind just went completely blank for a second there. What's the safe number? Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay? Polly, what was the number to the safe at the shack? 1228. 1228. Why, what a reckless parrot! Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that number has something to do with the caretaker. Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha! Ridiculous. How can a number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity? Boop. 2 tries. The DL6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case? Mr. Wright. Where in this file is something related to that safe number? I think it's in the case summary. It's on the case summary page. Case summary? Specifically the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. The date of the incident? December 28th? Why, what's today's date? 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for a safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates. Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM's card number to 0001 because I am number 1. It has nothing to do with date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've all given out our passwords enough in this courtroom, and I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Ooh, the music's going off. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. It's like he's been through a week of Queer Eye in past 10 minutes. Acting for 10 years. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order, order! Yanni Yogi. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, give me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Oh, wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma? Where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent. In this case, at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you were cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yippee! That is all. This court is adjourned. Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's gonna say he's guilty. He's gonna tell them that he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's gonna tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? That's probably fine. I'm gonna object. The judgment has already passed. I object to Mr. Edgeworth's outburst. Man, I just keep really wanting to call him Mr. Edgeworth, apparently. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear his new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. Oh boy. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. Excuse me. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. You mean the incident where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I'm guilty for the DL6 incident, the statute of limitations which ends today. Whatever. The culprit is me. Order, order. This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah. It's obvious. We hold a trial, right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago. I think I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Well, that seems like a good time for us to take a break while they're taking a break. So I will see y'all in 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back. Sorry it took a little longer than I meant to. So let's go ahead and roll back in. December 28th, 2:24 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Oop. There we go. I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you kill your dad. I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy. Just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it in court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe in your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. They're just so... December 28th to 2:30 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted to his own guilt. He has confessed to his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? Nope. No, Your Honor. On Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That'll be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. The DL6 incident. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. And until now, You thought this memory was a dream. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. I mean, can you blame either of them for going through oxygen deprivation, like, on top of the general trauma of being trapped in a natural disaster in an elevator and also being present for a murder? That's a lot of stuff to go through and also repress. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Because even though Yogi was lying about stuff, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did suffer from some memory lapse. The DL6 incident. Okay, so what do we need? This one. We want to present already. And you're sure you only heard one gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. Excuse me, keep burping. But the case report says that 2 shots were fired. What do you have to say about that? I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. Look at this file one more time. It plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. Do you enjoy dragging... You do enjoy dragging that file, don't you? I can't read. Whatever. I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on. Gotcha. What page contradicts Miles Edgeworth's testimony? I'm guessing it's victim data, but I actually don't remember what page that was on. The 2 bullets. The murder weapon was fired twice. Look at the victim data on this file. It says quite plainly, the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard 1 gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when a pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired the second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired. It may have been fired the day before the incident. There was no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we've heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? I think so. Yeah. Yes, I do. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. I think. Maybe. Possibly. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to this incident? I think it's this. I know I have the guide right in front of me, but I still want to do some of this stuff. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired. Where? Your Honor, please. Please get a clue. Please. Show the judge. Well, I didn't get to finish reading. Show the judge where the other evidence is. Well, because we know 1 bullet went in here, inside his heart. And this was another bullet. Right? As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see. A bullet hole in the door. Your Honor. Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. Yet, there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. 1 went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright. But who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright. Look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page. The case summary. That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. I mean, just because something wasn't labeled as a clue doesn't mean it's not a clue. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. I mean, doesn't mean that the bullet hole is irrelevant, because if it wasn't there before the earthquake and then it was there after, and then I think you can kind of guess that it's related. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that had made the bullet hole in the door. Like a bullet? I don't know. It sounds like it was probably a bullet if you're still calling it a bullet hole too. Order. I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. God, how did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Like, the bullet can still go through the thing, and then the bullet, like, just not have been found. That doesn't mean it didn't exist. Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are all for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, something else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick. Well, it seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Yes, stall for time while we figure this out, please. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So, you killed your father, though that was not your intention. Yes, I did. Oh no. He's accepted the guilt. Very well. Oopsie, excuse me. Discord notification. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today. Right here. Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright? Object! Follow Edgeworth's example. Your Honor, I object. Edgeworth's example of objecting before he can think of what his reasoning for the objection was, and hoping that he thinks of something in the meantime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object, Oof. Nick? I don't know. His case is perfect. Is it though? Oh no. Ah. It must exist. The second bullet. Gasp! What? What did you just say? Nothing. The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. Seems waiting is not going to produce any answers for Mr. Wright. Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. No! Something made a hole through the window of the elevator. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the crime. Just from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But Who? The, the, the murderer. The murderer? Then tell us, just who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet, but why? Huh? First of all, how would they have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? I know what happened. Okay. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Bah, the murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Ugh. Had to take it. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer themselves was shot. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime. Yes. I guess that's how it would work, yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yana Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. That's right. You are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved in this incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey, Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karma didn't take the vacation because of shock, but took it because he was injured? Which would mean... could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth. It was Von Karma. Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright. You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Just save it for later. It's fine. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. And I'm gonna drink some water first. Ready for an accusation. Well, this certainly is interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma. Von Karma? You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah. You don't object? Huh. I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where would I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. Ugh. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Kill the doctor. Don't do that. It's like all you would-be murderers don't be killing the doctor. Girl, nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. I don't know. I feel like people have done that before. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Tisk tisk tisk. Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Absolutely. Alright, Von Karma. I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is it going to be this one? Mr. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then, I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. I just imagine him like hoisting this metal detector up over the desk like, alright, let's do this. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm gonna run this over you and see what we find. I refuse. You refuse. But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order, order, order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use this metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. Statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end this right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Ba-dum-tsh. He reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there was a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident. What? Oops, sorry. I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Mr. Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? I just want to call everybody Mr., I guess. Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. Except for one. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict... Oh my gosh. Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. The DL6 bullet, taken from Gregory Edgeworth's heart, still bears clear ballistic markings, retrieved by Maya. That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. bullet is preserved quite nicely with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings. You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, you would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol, in other words, the murder weapon. Wait, I read this so weird. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father. Ooh. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed. Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me! So, it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death. 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed a button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from the oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then It was destiny. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge. What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yippee! That is all. This court is adjourned. December 28th, 5:38 p.m. Ooh. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close though. I was sure we'd had it. I know. I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So, it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try thank you. I see. Thank you, Wright. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. It's okay, they got time to figure things out. Ugh, sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. She's got you there. Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. Never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares? See, Magister Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Woo! I feel foolish. Oh, Edgeworth. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since Edgeworth is... It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lana! Y'all were great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in a cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why does that face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Kiance. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Should have seen that coming. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, come along. Wait, you come along tonight too. My treat, pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? That envelope that Larry gave me, it's got money in it. Well, yeah. That's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. I also like how, like, they're all standing around in this group, and Edgeworth is just, like, leans over to Phoenix to tell him this, like, he's not just gonna address it directly to Larry. It's $38, right? Huh? Oh, what a weird amount. I mean, it's not little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick? Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38! No! No! Larry, it was you? What are you so surprised about, Wright? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it, and whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, Wright. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me! Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Grrr. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, you have always been something of an insufferable emotionalist. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. Death sentence for both of you. Man, if I had only had known, I'd have become a oh my gosh, I can't talk. I'd have become a prosecutor. Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth. Wanna switch, right? He made a joke! Or was it a joke? I don't know. Hey y'all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time! Let's go! And after that, dinner on me! Detective Gumshoe took us out onto town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. December 29th, 5:02 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? Still only 5 o'clock. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Does he live in his office? What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium, in training of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station! Da-da-da-da. It's just his attorney's badge spinning in the screen. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay? Wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg helped, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. I just still have this in my pocket. I don't think the police need it anymore. Oh, there we go. A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you were the one who gave it to me. Nick. Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay. I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, this is it. See you soon, Maya. Thanks, Nick. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney I once was. Now, a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, I think perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this. Yay! So that's the end of the original Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This is auto-scrolling. Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Woo! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? He's doing his best. Yeah, since this game was originally on the Game Boy Advance, these first 4 cases are the main game. Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. But yeah, I've mentioned that before, and so, this was all, like, kind of meant to be a self-contained story. Who? Right. Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. But it ended up being spun into a trilogy and then a sequel to the trilogy and then branched off to a whole bunch of things. Phoenix Wright? Ah, the defense attorney for whom I wrote the affidavit, of course. Oh, you know, I've been taking over management at the Gatewater Hotel. Should you come be in the area, please stop by. But also when this game got ported to the DS, I think I mentioned this before too, it got a bonus case. Oh, Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright? Ah yes, Mia's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's been doing. I haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. And so there's a bonus 5th case, which is Rise from the Ashes, which I think might be the only one that doesn't use the turnabout theme as a title. Phoenix Wright. Is he an actor? Oops. Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. DVD, everything's supposed to something. And so when it came out on the DS, they released it with a bonus case that was meant to show off a lot of the features of the touchscreen. I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a big hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of public until the show is over. Out of the public eye, I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know. So it's a little bit weird, the case 5 of this game, since it puts so much of a focus on the technical aspects. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. Sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall or something. I want to visit but didn't have time, so I sent her a Pink Princess trading card. She says she can't buy them where she is. What kind of a place is she living at anyway? But I still think it's cool. case is very unique, even besides the technical aspects, right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But you know, I snuck into the studio the other day and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. That was kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. Rude. But it also... Yeah, I remember right. That lawyer guy. Oh, me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind them, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. And I'm also never gonna be able to do her accent properly. Just gonna wait. Mia! No, everybody's so cute. And there's also a comic that was in like the manual for one of the games where Gumshoe, where it shows Gumshoe being the one cutting up the confetti that they throw at the end of every case, which is very cute. Yeah, so the next one's gonna be Rise from the Ashes. The as I try to squeeze in between the credits stuff, is the bonus case that was made for the DS, and it, in addition to it being a way to show off the new mechanics of the DS touchscreen and microphone and stuff, and also kind of show off some of like the graphical qualities. That's not a correct term, but like the hardware, that they could like pump up the graphics a little bit from the advance. And it also is, if I remember right, I think it came out, yeah, because they re-released the trilogy on the DS, and then the fourth one, the Paul of Justice, came out, so it's also a little bit of a lead in to Paul of Justice, because it introduces a few things that it revisits then, or at least a couple things. And yeah, because I don't want to go too much into it, but I don't think we're going to start it yet because we're getting pretty close to the end after all of the stream. So we'll probably go ahead and start it in the next stream, which I think we're just going to keep doing next Sunday, 29th. And yeah. And yeah, I remember before it came up in chat wondering about, I can't remember the exact like question or thought it was about, wait, can I get back to the, because I don't want it to go into the, oh no. Well, we're gonna have it as an introduction anyway, so we'll go ahead and have this teaser, I suppose, to introduce the next case. But I'm still gonna talk over it, I think, because then I'll show it properly next time. Yeah, because we got 3D graphics now. Whoa! Oh yeah, I was talking about with like Edgeworth and why he would be so relentless in his pursuit of declaring all the defendants guilty. And it's kind of like, okay, now we're gonna go back to the title screen. Yes, please. Like it got talked about from a lot of different angles, where it's like he trusts Gumshoe and the police to pick the right suspect, and then like all the stuff with his backstory of not wanting criminals to get away, even if it means locking up innocent people. And then it's also, he was basically raised and trained by Von Karma, who was also ruthless, and so like that corrupted him also. So it's like a mix of both altruistic and corrupt reasons, which I think is a really interesting choice. That like, no, what he did was not good. And it's like, it's kind of like, oh, he's not all bad of a guy, but also he still did bad things, which I really like that they went that direction, where it's not just like, he was a good guy all along, and like just erasing some of the stuff that he's done to hurt people. I think that's a really cool character choice to have for Edgeworth. But yeah, since the trilogy is gonna be following this cast of characters, I guess we'll also get to see both the continuation of like all the stuff that's gone on here, since I mentioned before that they build some of the stuff from this game, but they also introduce new stuff, and so we'll get to see how these characters like grow and evolve with more stuff happening, and I'm really excited to get to share that. And yeah, but for now, thank you for hanging out, and hope you enjoyed this Turnabout Goodbyes, which is still one of my favorite cases in the series. And we'll be back next time with the Rise from the Ashes case, which you can pull up the art. Oh yeah, because we also have all the context for this now as well, with Turnabout Goodbyes and Rise from the Ashes. Gonna meet some new friends, probably. Yeah, and thank y'all again for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.